Then, so in this video, what we're going to show you is how we managed to, for this coach, take $30 and then $20, and we managed to turn it into $250 just by changing one thing each time. Okay? So let's have a look inside this and let's get started. What we did was we asked this Ukrainian coach to invest $1,000 into Meta ads. Now, full disclosure, this Ukrainian fitness coach is based in Poland. So what we had to do was we were obviously using the local currency to Poland, which is the Polish zloty, but where possible, to make this easier and more understandable for everybody, we've tried to put this into US dollars where appropriate. Okay. So this is the coach, and this is a fitness coach, and he specializes in the martial arts specialization of Taekwondo. So he's a 4th grade Dan. Now, what we did for him was we built up 13 ad sets with 13 different creatives, and we published each ad set in 2 languages. Now, I'm going to show you these ads and these ad sets inside his ad account, inside Meta, and inside my ad account, because now I've got obviously I've had full admin access to it, but wait till you see the differences. So in English, we managed to get 0 leads, but we got 2 freeloaders. The freeloaders were, of course, my daughter, picture her here on the left. So she was the smallest in the group, and her name is Emzy. And in the middle is this coach's son, David. And the other freeloader was my other son, and probably some of you will have seen him in some of my other videos. His name is Patrick. So this is him pictured with the Taekwondo coach on the left-hand side, learning how to punch. It's a full contact martial arts discipline. So anyway, so we had 0 leads and we had 2 freeloaders when we did this in the English language. So then we changed to Polish and we managed to get 1.5 paying customers. Now, what do I mean whenever I say 1.5? Well, one person there paid for their monthly subscription, $250 every month for 10 months, because he takes a break during the months of July and August to go back to Ukraine. So it's only 10 months of the year, so we paid $2,500, and the other person resigned after 6 months. 5 months, so they only paid $1,250. Okay, so these were some of the ads. Now, these ads were built in English and in Polish, and then what we did was we changed some things, as you probably can see from the language being displayed on your screen. Okay, these are some of the ads. Because at that point, let's say we had made a loss of a little over $100, plus, of course, our time. So that's not nice. And this is one thing that I want to make clear to all of you coaches. That with Facebook, with Instagram, with all of these meta platforms, we will initially lose. And I do fully get this, and I do fully respect it and appreciate it. Not everybody wants to give money to the bank of Mark Zuckerberg. But what happens is, whenever we apply mathematics and whenever we apply scientific strategies, tactics to this, then we can turn your investment into a success. Now, initially, it looks hard, because initially we're going to lose more times than we win. But what we're going to do is we're going to build up a comprehensive guide. I'm going to show you this in a few moments so that you can see how we can quickly turn this from a loss into a profit, and then into a humongous profit. Because you see, the one thing that we have to realize is that the simple reason for the failure, and the failure was 100% on my shoulders, so I took full responsibility for this, is because that we simply had not tested enough. Okay, and you see, success leaves clues. So if we look at this ad account, so you can see it up there, you can see the number, so the number ends 072, and you can see the results here for these different ones. Now, this is a problem because whenever we look at this, you can see exactly the same ad account, the ID number 072. This is Facebook give you a very specific ad account ID each time. Now, this one here, it's showing 0 results for exactly the same posts, for exactly the same. If we look at it this from the ad level, let's say if we look at this from the ad level, and if we don't select that one, right? Yeah, so then we see all of the ads, but we don't see any of the results. We can see 0 reach, 0 views, 0 frequency, da 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 da. Because what we actually found out was we were looking for some very specific data that was going to lead us to some very fantastic results. Okay, and so here you can see all of the results there, that the different ones we're having if we go to the ads. And what happens is if I unselect that ad campaign, so select that, right? So you see there, I can see all of the ones then for this one here. So I can see there, for example, these posts, and I can see them there in the languages. I can edit them, da 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 da. And just to show you that there's absolutely no shenanigans going on here, internet date time. As you know, I'm currently in Poland. So there, this is the local time, 1326. And then the address, and then 1326 in the bottom right hand corner of my screen. Okay, so it's exactly the same over here in this one. So if I type in internet date time, I'll just copy that. I'll take it over here to this browser instance. You know, I like using different browser instances so that I can control this better. So it's still 1326, and we're still in Poznan in Poland, in the west of Poland, close to, let's say, Berlin. Right, so then if we go back now to our presentation, because what I'm going to show you in a moment is the metrics. So if we look here, these are 2 of the examples. Now, if you look at the level of detail there that we've got down to, we've got the ad ID up here, we've got the ad ID up here, which will take us directly to that Facebook ad. So these are for ads there that were launched on the 24th of September, 2024. So at the moment there, we're in the month of January. So that's September, October, November, December, and January, almost the entire month of January. So let's say that that's been what, 5 months and a few days. And you can imagine if this person, they're based in Australia. So if this person is paying $20 a day over this time period, over these 5 months, so let's say 150 days, and they're putting in $20, that's 3,000. By 2 ads, that's $6,000, Australian dollars in this case. Let's just say $6,000. If we look here, this is another person. They've been running their ads since June 2024. So you can go there, you can check it out. You can use these ad IDs up at the top. These are real life results, and these are ads that are still active until this day. And you see, what I'm trying to tell you is that success leaves clues. So you see what we can do and what we have done for each and every single one of you ambitious, fast-paced entrepreneurial coaches, that we are fortunate and we are blessed enough to call our clients. So whether you're a certified exit and planning advisor coach, a business coach in other words, whether you're a business success coach, whether you are a legal services coach, whether you're a certified translation coach, whether you are getting road unworthy people into a roadworthy state again coach, whether you're a breastfeeding coach, whether you're a relationship coach, whether you are a career development coach for these people, for these full stack media buyers, this will work for you. Facebook has got an audience of 2.83 billion with a B at the moment. So you can imagine there that the chances are that your ideal audience are there. And if we look at these results, and if we look at how carefully we've gone into detail, for not just the Taekwondo coaches, not just the fitness coaches, but the business coaches, the certified exit and planning advisory coaches, they're the relationship coaches, all of those ones there. then you're truly getting access to a minefield of data. And that's exactly the same as what we did for this. So what we did was we asked the full stack media buyers, we asked Matthew to go out and find 6 tabs like this, 6 people there that have published 1 or more ads on Facebook, let's say 3 or more months ago. And some of the data that came back was absolutely, it was shocking. Some of the data was absolutely shocking. There was one coach in also in Australia has launched his ads on the 1st of January 2019, which by my estimation is you've got the entire year of 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So you've got at least 6 years there. And they've ran 5 ads that are still active until this day, until almost the end of January in 2025. So let's say 6 years, 1 month. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But let's say, imagine there that this person has invested the Facebook recommended budget of $20 per ad per day. And what I could see was that it was clear that this person was not a full stack media buyer and didn't know what they were doing. They were advertising on the audience network, like these people here. If you see, where is it? Yeah, these people here. And the audience network is a complete waste of money. If you look here in cell C4 and B4, these people have advertised on the audience network. The audience network is used for people that browse Facebook or Instagram on their large screen televisions. You imagine this in a ginormous large television. When was the last time, people, that you looked at Facebook on your large screen TV? You don't. Nobody does. You will use it perhaps sometimes if you're a media buyer on your PC, on your laptop, on your computer. But if you're a consumer, you're going to be using it 99 times out of 100, 99.9 times out of 100 on your smartphone. You're going to be skimming, scanning, and scrolling. And you see, the hope is that you're going to stop on one of these ads. Yeah. And now we've noted there even the type of the ad down here. So we've worked out if it's an image, landscape, or if it's an image with text, all of those important details. So there we're taking into account a lot of detail, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you a clear 3-dimensional 180-degree picture of what this is going to do. They've got a nice closing statement. They're using emojis, and you see they're trying to reach out, they're trying to shout out to their ideal audience. Look here. What is it? Hey, guys. Hey, ladies. You see that? Hey, guys, near Royal Palm Beach. So they're even calling out to the specific audience in this specific part of this place. Really, really, really good. Okay. Right. So anyway, let's get back to the presentation. So the simple reason for our failure was that because we had not tested enough. So what we did was we took the most successful ad set. We worked out there that it was all down to a cartoony type images. So these images that we could go to canva.com, and I've shown you how to do this in video number 1 and in video number 2. So go back and watch them now. And you can see there how we broke down the 2 most successful ads and how we tested them. Because success leaves clues. Yeah. So we were able to work out, look at this, and we were able to work out there that by looking at the link clicks, this was an important one, but we were also looking at the number of comments that were received there within these different ones. And we were actually getting quite a number of comments. Yeah. And this was really, really, really important. So then we took it out there. We had the Polish text, which generated for us 1.5 paying customers. Okay. As I said, one person resigned after 5 months. So that left us with 1 customer. But that left this particular Taekwondo martial arts fitness coach with 1 customer. So then we put the text out in the Ukrainian language. And again, using the cartoon images that had been very successful, use more color this time. and we got 3 customers. So then we thought to ourselves, well, hold on a second. What happens if we go back to this one here, the successful ad? And this one is really, really nice because you see the imagery. And then it's got simple actions on a Taekwondo. Then it says, excuse me, lessons, info's done, and then the telephone number. And then the action that they can take, the call to action. Because that's one of the things. In that Australian ad, they didn't have, in 4 of the ads, they had no call to action. Can you imagine that? That's almost like a cardinal sin in terms of Facebook advertising. You're trying to build this all up, and you've done such hard work. You've got all of the copy, you've got all of the creative, and all of the ads were almost exactly the same. And it seemed to be that they were just bump, adding. And if you look at it there, we worked out that their campaign budget, that they must have spent at least 219,000 Australian dollars. 219,000 Australian dollars, almost 220,000 Australian dollars. Can you imagine calling these people up and saying hello? Because we can see their name, we can see their surname, we can see their contact details on LinkedIn. Of course, LinkedIn is a great place for getting the business details, and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And then what we're doing is we're looking at those people and we're just thinking to ourselves, oh my goodness, this is amazing. You could phone up these people, and that's what I've told the media buyers to do, to phone them up and say, look, I can reduce for you your advertising budget in the next 15 minutes. In the next 15 minutes. And I can reduce it by 4/5, 80%, because we can see there the data there behind it. You can imagine saving somebody 80%. So in the past 6 years, can you imagine? You've invested over $220,000 into Facebook. Yes. And you've got a return on your investment because I can see that your company is very, very successful. But then let's say there that if we spend 15 minutes and if I reduce this for you, then you hire us as your marketing support people. Come on, people. If I turn around and say to you, I can save you 80%, but at the same time, I can double your ROAS, your return on ad spend. So in other words, all we have to do is just go into their Facebook Business Manager, just like what I've shown you, and we just go, let me just show you, just to show you that there's no shenanigans going on. So if we look here at this coaches, all I have to do is go to the left-hand side, and even in Russian language, I can understand there that that's turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off. And then if I turn them off, poof, can you imagine? So if I turn off all of the non-functioning ads, and then the one there that's delivering them, obviously the money that is keeping them in business and keeping them in their nice lifestyles, and then if I just double it, so instead of 20 Australian dollars per day, I put on $40 Australian per day, or $50 Australian per day. More than enough people want these problems solved. And then you see we're helping these people to achieve their goals. Yeah. So it just shows you what we can do and what the power there that is given to us by this fantastic Facebook ads library, by the fantastic Google Trends for YouTube and for Google, of course. So then look, then we built up another ad with slightly different text, again in Russian. And then we published these ad sets. And as I said there before, we managed to get 3 clients from the Ukrainian ads and then 16 customers from the Russian ads. Really nice. So then you see there, this becomes a bit better, doesn't it? So you see at this point there, like in the first ad campaign, we lost 250 Polish zlotys, let's say about $100, okay? So now what we've got to do is we've got to think about the goals, and this is the goals that they worked out with their coach. So they worked out there that they can have a maximum of 30 clients in the one fitness room, and this is going to occupy 1 hour, 60 minutes of their weekly time. It occupies a little bit more because There's the setting up of the room, there's the clearing up of the room afterwards. But for 1 hour, the students can enjoy these lessons. And then they ran the ad in English, and then it was spelled incorrectly by somebody. I didn't know how to spell Taekwondo. I thought it was an A between the W and the N. Full disclosure, I got that wrong. I was very sorry for that. And then they got 2 non-paying clients there. This is Patrick and Emsie, my 2 children, that I am their father. So then we ran 50 ads over 12 months in Polish, and then we got 1.5 paying clients. Their 1 client resigned after 5 months. Then we took the most successful ad and we translated it into Ukrainian. There are 3 clients. Then we took the most successful creative and the copy. We did it 2 times, and then we translated it into Russian, and we got 16 clients. And you see, what we were doing was we were looking at not just the people who were clicking on the ad, but the people who were commenting on the ad. And that was a big, big, big game changer for us, because we went back to our libraries and we went back to the campaigns that we managed to all turn into a success, except one, the one for Johnny Rose that I've told you about quite a few times. And we were able to turn that around and bring that into a successful campaign. So you see there, these are the 2 ad strategies now, 50% to the Ukrainian mothers and then 50% to the Russian-speaking mothers. Now, these are the people from the countries like Georgia, Belarus, Georgia, not the state, the country, Belarus, Armenia, Ukraine, living in Poznan, so living in this area of Poland. And then you see we made a profit of 5,000. Now, I'll show you there the returns on the ad spend there in a moment. Because then, unfortunately, this coach is also a part-time Uber driver. Sorry about this. Here. Remove it. Right. So then, the person ended up with their whole profit, 5,000. Let's say $5,000, and then he had to give it all away to the car mechanic to repair his car. Didn't have it to begin with. Oh, so it's a lot of money. Okay, so now there, what we have to do is there we have to look at these goals. So these are the goals then that he worked out with his coach. And he currently has 20 clients, so he needs another 10 clients for this hour at the moment. And then what he's got to do is there he needs another 30 clients to have another hour of his weekly time there from this school. They've given him the use of these school facilities for 1 hour, and then he can go to another school and he can have another hour, and then he can have another 30 clients, and then at this point, thankfully, he can retire from Uber and concentrate on being a coach, because that's where he's excellent. He's at 4th grade Dan, which is apparently like really, really big. He's got all of the certifications, all of the accreditations, just like all of you coaches have. But we have to get him out there. We have to get his message out there. And then in step 4, whenever he gets another 30 clients, he's going to rent his own sports hall. And then from his coach, from his business coach, I'm just the marketing support person, he learns how to scale his business. Right, so step number 1, the first thing that we have to do is we have to decide on the winning creative. Remember, the winning creative, if you're spending $1, 100 American cents on one of these ads, you're going to spend, according to David Ogilvy, one of these godfathers of of advertising, sorry, not internet advertising, because this is quite a long time ago. He reckoned that there was 80 cents was paid on the subject line if it's an email, or on the creative if it's an ad. If it's an ad, for example, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever. So which one of these would you choose? This one, the square video? Very important to note the type. Cartoon image. Or this one here, this cartoon image. So this one, as I've shown you before, this one was the winner and this one came into second place. So the two cartoony images. Now, how did we learn that? Or how did we come to know about that? Well, we came to know about that from his competition. And he mistakenly believed that his competition were more successful than him because, number one, she was female. Number two, in his opinion, she was much more attractive. Number three, that she was, cheaper. It's not about the price. It's not about how attractive somebody is. It's all about if you can solve their problem. So she was out there, and she's also a Ukrainian Taekwondo coach. And he was there, but oh, look at her in her swimwear, look at her in this, look at her there and that. Oh, no. She's much more successful than me because she doesn't have a pot belly and she's very, very attractive. No, it's not about that. It was about their success leaves clues. So what we did was we looked through her Instagram reel and her Instagram stories and her Facebook ads. And we worked out there that she was being successful because if we looked at some of her longest running ads, which is always a good indication, there that these were the cartoon type images. So what we did was we went to Canva, produced a load of images, and then we put them up there, and the AI image generator is absolutely fantastic. As I've shown you in some of the previous videos, in video number 1 and in video number 2. Go back there, copy and paste the exact AI prompts that we're using. The more detail that you give it, the more that you prime the pump. Like, for example, all of these interviews there that I've been putting new coaches through, asking 20 questions, then asking another 20 questions. We're trying to feed that information into ChatGPT so that ChatGPT has a complete understanding of who you are as a coach. So then that the images there that are going to come up are going to be like spot on. You know, it's all going to be about the Taekwondo. Yeah, and it's all going to be about spelling the Taekwondo properly in all of these different languages. Yeah, so this was the winning ad, and this was the ad that came second. These were the ads. They got a lot of spam. Sometimes the comments were not that good. Like you see here, this one got 9 comments and 4 reposts, but it's not the target audience. Yeah, this one here got 2 comments, 1 repost, but it was like those people that were leading to clients. They were leading to 3 clients. So the other one that got a lot of comments didn't do so well. And this one here, this one got what, 3 comments, and again 0 clients. So this is what I'm asking. This is what I asked the people in the group there on Friday. Do you think that they were converted into clients by impressions? In other words, reach. Remember, this is what you're paying Facebook and Mr. Mark Zuckerberg for. Do you think it was by link clicks or comments received or messages received? In other words, DMs. Of course, it was all about the DMs. Yeah. And bear this in mind there for a moment, because this is really, really important. So this is scenario A. And as I said, for the purposes of cowboy maths, we're putting this into US dollars. So daily ad spend $5. After 16 days, there we'd spent a total of $89, almost. There we cut it off in the middle of one day. And the comments were 82 in total. The DMs, the direct messages, 18. And the results were 3. So the cost per lead was $30 approximately. But the total revenue was 3 times 250, 750. And we're going to put this into the calculator in a moment just to work out what was our ads, or our ROAS, our return on ad spend. The second ad, scenario B, $5 a day again. After 64 days, total ad spend $326. Comments, 119. But the direct messages, 38. And the results, 16 clients. So the cost per lead, the CPL, was approximately $20. And the total revenue was 16 multiplied by 250 equals $4,000. Now again, full disclosure, this was done in Polish zlotys, but you can imagine, for the purpose of math, this is exactly the same. Right. So what is the ROAS? That's the formula for it. And basically there, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get higher than 800%. Just by working out what's the revenue, how much money did we make from the advertising, divided by how much did it cost, multiplied by 100. So we're going to put this into the calculator now and look what's going to happen. So look on the left. On the left there, you've got scenario A. So there we had a total ad spend of 89 and we had a total ad revenue of 750. So we made a ROAS of 842.7. As it says, you can go to this calculator. They're on, what is it, roascalculator.com. And we made more than 800%. So we are in a very good spot. But look at over on the right. 4,000 ad revenue. Ad spend 326. And because we're in Poland, obviously this is done in Polish zlotys. So 1,227. We are in a very, 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 very good spot. Can you imagine finding an ATM, an automated machine, there where you put your bank card in, and then let's say scenario A on the left-hand side, we're putting in $30, or scenario B, even better, where we're only putting in $20. And the machine, the ATM, spits back out at you, says, thank you very much, Catherine. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you very much, Marjana. Here you go. Here's $250 for that deposit. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Wow. I don't know about you, but I would be, you know that drawer there? And they're a lot bigger in Europe. I would be pushing, I would be shoving bills in as fast as I could. I would be shoving those $20 or those $30 into the Facebook advertising machine as fast as humanly possible. Because once you've worked out what is working, as what was it, Pauline said, run with the bulls in Pamplona, run with the bulls in Pamplona. Just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing more of the same. And then you can imagine the type of effect you're going to have. Now, this is something that I want you all of you coaches there to listen to and to appreciate. Okay, we need 5 social touch points. We need 5 social touch points at least these days. Now look at it. Look at on the left-hand side there. Okay, if you don't want to give me access to your LinkedIn, I understand. I fully respect and I fully appreciate that you are coaches and that perhaps this was not communicated clearly to you at the beginning. And if you don't want to surrender control of LinkedIn, perhaps even just the LinkedIn company page to us, then that's fair enough. We do respect it. We do appreciate it. You're coaches and these people are sending you personal DMs. But please, please, please look at the structure. Follow up with them. Follow up with them. Follow up with them. Okay, and then try to make some contact. Whenever the person responds to something there from your email nurturing, perhaps they've opened one of your emails. That's already a plus. But if they've opened one of your emails and they've clicked on one of your emails and we've been allowed to record the click, in other words, it hasn't been blocked or something for us, then we're already knowing something about them. So if we can follow up with them, then you can imagine that we can start to do wonderful things. For example, if they've clicked on a link to your calendar, perhaps they would like to speak to you, but perhaps something has just gotten in the way. Perhaps there's something there that is failing to convince them there at the end. Perhaps they need more social proof. Okay. What I'm saying then is if we come back to them with, I don't know, a YouTube video, or perhaps we come back to them with some Google search results, perhaps we come back to them with some social proof, or look on the right-hand side. There, what can you see there? You can see 4 platforms that belong to the same company. Now, again, as I've said in the video, please, 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 everybody discard Audience Network, because I really, whenever I see this, it's like a red flag to a bull. I just have to contact these people. I just have to say, look, you're probably investing, let's say, $20 a day, and you've got 5 ads running for Meta Ads Ireland. I can see that. So you're spending $100 a day, correct? Maybe they're only spending 20 there per ad. But if they're spending 20 per ad, And if they're advertising, let's say on the audience network, on Facebook, on Instagram, and usually on Messenger, because a lot of people don't always think about WhatsApp advertising, they're automatically losing at least, because we don't know the real scores. We don't know what's happening behind the doors, because remember, Facebook doesn't give us access to their attribution of that. But the fact is that you're allowing Facebook to come along, take $5 from that daily $20 budget and to stick it on people's big TVs, big screen TVs. If they don't use it, that's not their problem. You're just paying Facebook. You're paying Meta for reach. So think about that. And then think how we could do this dramatically different. So then what we have to do is we have to think there, well, hold on a second. So if we only used Meta, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, so if we use, in other words, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger, that could be 4 of our 5 social touchpoints. And then if we use email nurturing, and while we're waiting for some of you to get your videos to us, then we can use those 5 social touchpoints. And then after a while, once you get your videos to us, then we automatically take off 2 strokes of that social touchpoint. So in other words, they're Google search and YouTube, because remember, they're both intrinsically related. Google owns YouTube. Google is the largest search engine, and YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet. So, okay, so we could do it like that. And then very quickly, then you see there, we've got these social touch points. And whenever the people are hearing about you, and all of a sudden then you're following them on Facebook, all of a sudden then you're following them on these different platforms, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Facebook Messenger. You know, one of the big key things there that we had done for us was that we got access to some of the eSIMs from these coaches that we were working with. Just an eSIM, no data or whatever, just an eSIM. And then that eSIM allowed us to be able to use, and like, for example, the coaches were spending about $9 a month for this, for example, or £9. This is what Jeff and I paid from the United Kingdom. And then what we did was we put this all and installed it on the app called Business WhatsApp. So Facebook have got 2 versions of their WhatsApp. The WhatsApp for personal use. There, this is the one for me, for my friends, my family. And then they've got the business WhatsApp. So they allowed to separate it. And Facebook allow you to have 50 WhatsApp accounts on your Facebook profile, on your Facebook company page. So you can imagine then that for £9 a month, because Jeff lived in London, England, or for, what was it? It was for the sake of a few rupees there that Christian was paying in the UAE, in the United Arab Emirates. And then some of the other coaches there from Canada were also paying only a few dollars a month. And it's only a few dollars. And then what happens is it gets added to our profile. The same for the translation coaches and the insurance coaches that we're working with here. So all of a sudden then you see there we've got the ability to control their WhatsApp and to be able to see there, oh, thank you, you know, like I saw that you clicked on it. People might be able to ignore an email. They might be able to ignore 2 or 3, but they're not able to ignore all of these social touch points. For example, if you're liking and commenting as the coach inside their LinkedIn, inside their Meta, inside their thing, it's impossible to ignore. You know, okay, maybe they'll ignore it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. But after a while, then they're sort of like, if the comments are genuine, honest, heartfelt, and appreciated, then they sort of like say, well, you know what? They're Coach Margetta, you've been really, really helpful. I can see there you've commented a lot on quite a few of my posts, or Coach Robert, or Coach Mustafa, or Coach, there are any of these other coaches, Coach, there Professor Christian, or Jeff, or there Leanne, or Jane, or anybody in those people. And then the people are like looking and they're just saying, well, you know what, hold on a second there. We've to radar. Yeah, you know what? I would. So if you're reaching out to them, and let's say that you're a coach and you're offering a 15-minute discovery call where you're just going to get the feel for things, you're going to send them off some material, of course, then just to get them into your hemisphere. And then you're saying, okay, well, would you get value from? Would you appreciate they're a 15-minute call, and will you confirm it with a member of my team? And then myself, one of the VAs, will reach out to these people and they will say, look, would you get value from a 15-minute call with Professor Christian, or with Atif, or with Matthew, or with Robert, or with Mustafa, or with Jane, or with Catherine, or with Leanne, or with Nihal, or Angela, or any of those people that are my clients? And then all of a sudden, then people are just thinking, well, hold on, yes, I would. I'm starting to see the value. And perhaps you see, up to this point, they've only clicked. Well, they've probably opened some of the email sequences there that we've worked on together. And some of you have told fantastic stories. Well done to all of you. And then this is the next step in the puzzle. Okay. So I know I've touched on this with all of you at the beginning. We've done some Facebook ads research, But now is the time, people, that we have to start turning this into reality. But remember, I fully appreciate there that this is you guys, you're making this investment there from your hard-earned cash. And I don't take this lightly. But what we have to do, we have to put in the perspective there that we are investing into this. Now we're looking at this, so we will have done the research, so we will have built up 6 ad sets from 6 other coaches. Yeah. So just like what I've done for Marjana, just like what I've done for Robert, just like what I've done for Stuart, just like what I've done for Leanne and what I've done for Jane. Similar businesses, always easy. But they're just like what I've done for Nihal and Angela. Again, similar businesses, so always easy. Just like what I did for Mustafa, quite a similar business, so it wasn't too much different. But this is what it is, and we have to be prepared. Like, you remember there, whenever I did it with Catherine, we failed the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. And you know, Catherine was giving me, what was it, a budget of £20 because she's from Essex in southeast England, and then for 10 ads, and didn't give me control of the creative. And for the 10 ads bombed. They sank. They were like the Titanic. They went down the bottom of the ocean. Nothing. But then I fought, I begged, I pleaded there for an 11th one. And fortunately, yes, it worked. But it was all down to the tactics, going back there and saying, look, the people, if we look at what the competition are doing, there's none of them out there publishing pictures of these perfect little pretty princesses sitting there in their white dresses with not a spot, not a stain on them. But then we had the other guy, Alfie, the one from number 11, snot coming out of both nostrils, and tears coming down his cheek, but tears of happiness. And he was up to his arms. He had an apron on, and he was in this sandpit, and he was playing with digger trucks and dumper trucks, whatever. But this was the epitome of happiness. And remember, it's not him, or it's not his classmates there, because these were all early years. Catherine is an early years coach. It's the imagery that made these people, mostly mothers, click on for their children and said, wow, that kid just looked so incredibly, amazingly happy. And whenever we had that, we had success. Just like here with this Taekwondo coach. Once we found the right creative, and then now what we can do is we can experiment with the copy. We can put a challenging statement at the top. We can put there the audience at in the second paragraph above the fold. We can analyze all of this and we can work with it. But again, we're going back to basics, and we're asking you then to invest into this Facebook ads campaign. And remember, at the beginning, we will lose. But it's whenever we win, we will win big. But we have to invest to win. We have to pay to play, basically. Okay? We have to pay to play. So Just like what I'm saying to the Taekwondo coach, go away, rummage through your pockets, go to eBay, go to Amazon, go to wherever, sell whatever is not needed, sell it, sell it, sell it, get some cash together and invest it into this Facebook ads campaign. You know, because we've now got it. We've now got it worked out for him. Just like what we will do is we will work it out for you. But it's all about those things. So we have to put into our mindset there what has been successful so far. And it might be a pink overlay, it might be something else there that you're intent on having. But we have to let the audience decide. Okay? We will use the language that other business coaches, translation coaches, relationship coaches, their breastfeeding coaches, equine coaches, shoot the dog coaches, these photography coaches for dog, not people that are actually going out and shooting dogs. But they're whatever your niche or niche is, we will be going into that and using the language of your peers. And we will be going back far enough in the Facebook ads library to work out that these ads have, well, at least one of them, or probably two in some cases, have been extremely successful. Otherwise, they wouldn't still be running them. Okay, I'm sure, like that Australian example there that I said, there, I'm 100% sure that the fifth ad, whenever they got it working properly, call to action, click through link, ability to follow, etc. Whenever they got it all worked out, that ad is more than generating enough profit to be able to pay for all of those other ads. Otherwise, they wouldn't be running it for the 6th consecutive year. Okay, just wouldn't make sense. But think about that and think about this strategy, because we have to put these into the strategy and we have to put up these social media touch points. Okay, so that's why I'm making this video for you all to watch and to look at, and then to think whenever we all come together for our coaching sessions there, for, let's say you're the coaches, I'm the marketing support, for your marketing support session with me this week. Think about this. Think about this and think about that we've got to do this. I've got access to all of your admin accounts on Facebook, and there all I need now is your permission and your budget there to be able to launch these ads. Okay, but it's an investment and we will lose at the beginning because we have to pay to play. But using these fundamental principles there and the ad research that we've done for each and every one of you. Remember, there Matthew has gone out and for the homework they had to do 6. Atif had to do 6. Patrick, my son, had to do 6. And he has to put them in there by, 5 p.m. today, Central European time. Chatura had to do 6, and I had to do 6. Okay, so you've got like a combined ad knowledge from the media buyers of 30 different ad sets. So 30 different patterns. And if we analyze all of these 30 different patterns, and if we put them into the AI, what do you think the AI is going to spit out for us? It's going to spit out for us something there that is there. It's not going to spit out for us one perfect ad, but it's going to spit out for us maybe 10, maybe 11, maybe 12, maybe 13 different ad sets. And if we're not happy, then we can go again for another 10, 13, 15, whatever number we want to put into it. And then what we've got to do is we've got to use our human minds, our analytical powers. And then what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that this works for us. Success leaves clues, people. Okay? We have to do this. We have to do this because otherwise what we're going to have is we're going to have people clicking and not doing anything because they don't have enough social touch points for us on their radars. Okay? So that's what we have to do to make this work and to give it another dimension, just like what we've done to the people in the past. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you in this week's marketing support session. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Stop sharing. Finish the video. I'll upload it now to YouTube for everybody. Okay.